Hack 2, no assessment is a part of skills. And skills are what really help you feel, I think, gain that confidence that is needed to talk about something. And that's what you're going to gain really in this second part. So what are some of the things you're going to start with? You're going to review assessment versus evaluation. We often use those two words interchangeably. And honestly, whenever you hear them used, if it's important, I would ask the person their operating definition of that. However, I think it's really helpful if you know what the words lean into and how they're used in other contexts. Specifically, if you, let's say, if you're working for a curriculum company or you decide to design curriculum. Assessment, as you can imagine, is kind of like ongoing, and evaluation is that end measure at the end many times. And oftentimes, evaluation means that you are measuring up against something else. An important part of what we're going to talk about, and I think one of the key takeaways, actually even from this course, is this aspect of validity. When is something valid? And here's what I would say to you, and for you to keep in mind. It is rare, very, very rare, that the same assessment instrument is valid against everything. It's almost impossible. And for every person, because every individual brings with them their own experience and their own background. So really take this time to think about, what is validity? What does it mean to be accurate? What does it mean to have quality, factually sound, and cogent? What does it mean to align to learning objectives? Actually, I say, what does that mean? That is probably the one aspect that if you're a teacher in the classroom, that you probably lean into the most, which is that content validity. But then that cultural relevance, that can be a real challenge because we never know somebody's background, right? We might think we do and have a little bit, but there's so much we don't know. So what you're going to do is look at these, the types of assessment, and then here's a really good little article about it. I love this video. It's short and really just goes over, what validity is and how to think about it. So also we want to lean into the cultural aspect, of validity, because that's one of the big challenges that we often see and we all see all over the place. And really students from so many different backgrounds and what it means. But what's really cool is that we can keep going regardless and get better and better. We have 3 areas of assessment and the types of assessment. And I think many classroom teachers are used to this: diagnostic, formative, and summative. They're probably the keys that you hear about the most. Here's some really good short videos and resources to go over that. But I want you to concentrate, if you never thought about it, is how is it online, right? Because it's maybe a little bit different if you're all online. Feedback. Do you know that in New Zealand, with Dr. Haiti, they have made feedback one of the key aspects of learning, and feedback is so important to learning that it is used in understanding of professors and of teachers, and is really separated out because they have found that assessment means so much to different students on different levels. So here are the different kinds of feedback, and here's another video for you, and here are 2 videos in here about why feedback is needed. This has a little bit, an example of feedback and, some evidence for you to think about, some evidence towards success and what it means, or what it can mean. Here's where we're going to lean into artificial intelligence a little bit, and perhaps how you could use it with anything that you're doing in assessment. So that's something that you can look into. And one of the things that you're going to use in your project is AI to help you with your feedback if you need to. But here, if you have not experienced AI or worked on it, these are helpful videos for you to think about how to use AI. And we'll be using it for different places in different ways so that we can push our thinking a little bit more. More of as a think partner than using what they do for us verbatim. We're not going to have it grade automatically for us in most cases. Using the large models, we're not going to do that in this class. I have to figure out how we can do that and really adhere to all FERPA for all students. How's that? So that's always a challenge. So I hope you really enjoy Hack 2. I think you'll find it beneficial, getting that grounding in assessment and evaluation, validity, types of assessment, feedback, and artificial intelligence.